Ambassador Danon, welcome to Jerusalem Dateline.
Thank you for having me again.
Yes. So it looks like the West, Europe, the U.S. are ready to sign this deal with Iran, the nuclear deal. Why are Israel and the Arab states so against this deal? Why are they warning against it?
It is a shameful moment. When President Biden was elected, he said clearly that he will make sure that the new agreement will be stronger and longer. What we are seeing today is a weaker and shorter agreement that will actually allow Iran to continue with their nuclear ambitions. It will be dangerous for Israel and for the region. Basically, it means that they will continue to promote terrorism in the region. They will continue with the ballistic missile tests. And even the enrichment of uranium will probably continue because there will be no real inspection. You know, the feeling we get here in the region is that the US and the signatories of the agreement they just want to move on. They want to sign the agreement and to say we finished with that. But that's not the case. That's why together with our allies in the region, we will have to stand strong against Iran and prepare ourselves for every option.
So specifically, what all does Iran gain from this deal? And why won't it prevent Iran from getting a nuclear bomb?
So basically, they will gain today the freedom. The sanctions will be lifted. They will be able to start to trade, oil with anyone, including Russia, China, and many other countries. And their economy will start to see major revenues that will go to promote terrorism. We know about that. Also, in terms of their status worldwide, they will become accepted by many countries. We try to isolate them. This agreement actually brings them back to the table. I think what we have to do is we have to start lobbying against this agreement the same way we did in 2015. It wasn't easy for us, but we were able to convince many international players to change the reality, and I hope it will happen very soon with this agreement as well.
Why do you think that it seems that the U.S. and Europe are kind of ignoring these warnings from Israel and the Arab states? Like, what are they wanting to get out of this?
You know, we live in the region. We understand the challenges. And for once, we think the same like all the moderate Arab countries in the region. Why the US is not listening to us. I think this is unfortunate. The feeling we get that people look at the economy. They want to see what they can gain out of Iran, but that's a mistake because when you have a radical regime, at the end of the day, they will continue to bring instability to the region, bring instability to the world, and it will affect badly worldwide the economies of all other nations. You don't play together with such a regime.
Right. So what steps, God forbid this agreement is signed, what steps do you think that Israel might be willing to take if the agreement is signed? And also against the backdrop of Israel having national elections soon, do you think everyone in the country is united enough regarding Iran to take any action?
We are united about this issue. We all share the same concerns. But, I get the feeling that the US is actually taking advantage of the situation now in Israel. We don't have a strong government. We're in the middle of elections. And I think they take advantage of the fact that the Prime Minister Lapid is inexperienced. And that's unfortunate. But we will come back to power probably in November. And what we expect to do is to do three things. First is to isolate Iran. Second is to call for more sanctions. And third is to build our military capability. So if we will have to take care of this threat ourselves, we will have the means to do it.
Okay. Now, the UAE just strengthened its ties with Iran. What's that all about? Do you think Israel is worried about that? Is this the beginning of the end of the Abraham Accords?
No, the accords are very important. We will continue to cooperate with our new allies. But I think it shows that when the US is not strong, the allies of the US might look for others to depend on them. And that's a problem. And I think we might see more nations actually starting to develop some kind of a relationship with the Iranians because they will feel that the US is actually not supporting them. I think it's a bad message for the region. You know, we need to be together, we need to fight evil together, and we should not allow those countries to start to think about other options in the region.
Do you think Israel would be willing to go it alone to take action against Iran?
Well, I think we will have no choice. We will continue everything. We'll do everything necessary to block Iran. We cannot just wait to the day when they will announce that they have a nuclear bomb. You know, history have taught us that we have to take very seriously threats of radical leaders.
So is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, thank you very much.
Thank you, Ambassador Danon.
Thank you very much.